If you plan to cool off with a dip in the pool, don't take it for granted. The water can be dangerous for those who don't know how to swim, especially those living with sickle cell. It's an issue the Cigna Group, LeBonner Children's Hospital, and other community groups are highlighting this weekend. Reggie Crenshaw and Dr. Shakia Miller are here to break it all down for us. Glad to have you all both. Welcome back to 3 at 3. How's everybody doing?
We're doing well.
Good, good. For those who don't know exactly what safe swimming with sickle cell is, Doctor, what's it all about and why is this so important for Memphis?
Well, as a healthcare organization, Cigna is deeply embedded in the community, so we're always identifying needs. Last year, we identified that there are kids that don't know how to swim that have sickle cell disease, so it was a call to action for us. So my colleague, Miss Ivy Bryant, will be here with her daughter. This has been a labor of love for her. Her daughter is a sickle cell warrior, so we identified just coming back out and helping individuals learn how to swim. Right now, we have over 100 kids that are already registered.
Over 100 already?
Over 100
wow.
already registered, so we're excited to come out and do something in the community again.
Yeah, Ms. Crenshaw, when it comes to this, are there some unique challenges for young people, especially for those who don't know how to swim when it comes to the water?
There are unique challenges that you have for those kids who have sickle cell. There are treatments and protocols that you have to go through once you get into the water and how you handle being in the water. One of the things we're trying to do is ease the stress of the kids who have sickle cell to make sure that they feel comfortable and that their parents know what to do. Last year was a very unique experience for us to actually engage with the kids in that way.
Why was it so unique?
Because we had some kids who were really afraid of getting in the water because of issues that they thought may have. And as they got in the water and felt comfortable, and we had cheerleaders out there cheering for them, it made them feel like they were at ease. So there's training that we provide. We give out handouts to all of the families so that they know what to do if there's ever an incident that should happen.
And Doctor, why is it so important to also make sure our young people don't have to just be on the sidelines, they can actually be a participant?
Yeah, so when kids have sickle cell disease, they're often discouraged. Maybe they're afraid that they may have some pain or complications. There's things like fatigue, extreme temperatures, and also dehydration that may lead to some of that pain and discomfort. So if kids start with the first 4 Ps, that'll help them lead to safety. So the first P is just making sure that you put on sunscreen, making sure that you're protecting your skin. The second P is going to be pre-hydration. So even if you're not coming out to swim with us tomorrow, if you have sickle cell disease, making sure that you're pre-hydrated, not just when you're getting in the pool, but before you get in the pool. Also, pool temperatures. We recommend that pool temperatures are around 80 degrees. And then lastly, play. We want children to be able to play and not necessarily focus on their disease process.
And again, away from the water itself and away from the event itself, when it comes to water safety, are there other things we need to keep in mind also?
Absolutely. One of the things that you need to do, just thinking about making the child feel comfortable being in the water. Anxiety could be one of those things that cause them to do things in the water that create stress. My own son, we went through swimming classes together. And he felt more comfortable after going through the swimming classes. So I really want to say we really appreciate the partnership of the community coming together to support this. As you know, Cigna couldn't have done this by itself, so we're very supportive with the partners that we have in the YMCA, with LeBonner, being there as a major part of it, Methodist being a part of it. We also have St. Jude, ALSAC is a part of it. We're really grateful that we had the schools and the city and the county. I mean, it's really a lot of people. And then we can't forget Delta Sigma Theta and Jack and Jill. It's really nice to
hear
all
some heavy hitters there.
Right.
So, you really do.
Oh, yeah.
So to have them all there is really wonderful.
And again, to talk even more so about the swim lessons, I mean, why is this so imperative also for them?
Many children with sickle cell disease may not get the opportunity to even learn how to swim. So again, it's important to make sure that those caregivers and the children are aware of those safety precautions. So
yeah, what do those lessons kind of look like, and how long do they typically take for a parent who may be wondering?
It really depends upon the child. So based off the level of comfort that they have, it will allow them to pick up the techniques that they need for swimming, but the absolutely first thing they need to do is learn how to feel comfortable being in the water. Once they feel comfortable being in the water, then it's much easier to start taking them through some of the other activities. And as you know, when you have sickle cell, you always have to worry about incidents occurring, episodes occurring, so that is another fear that they have. So this program with Cigna is both a swimming and health equity program trying to engage people, but a unique population of the kids because they are already going through some things that are very unique.
And again, doctors, you mentioned off the top, the tremendous has been, the response has been absolutely tremendous. What about other parents out there? Is it too late for them to sign up to come out tomorrow? What should they do?
So although registration is closed, we do welcome parents. If you have a child with sickle cell disease and they are between the ages of 5 and 18, they're welcome to come out. They won't be able to swim, but again, they can be a cheerleader for those that are swimming. And also, it can kind of encourage individuals, the kids that are afraid of swimming. So the event will be tomorrow. It's hosted by the Georgette and Cato YMCA in Whitehaven, and it's going to be from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And we want them to come out. There's going to be live music. We have vendors. We're going to be providing education. And again, we're just glad to be a part of this event.
And when it comes to an event like this, it seems like it's grown over the years, hasn't it? Yeah. And what does that say about the community really coming together to support this?
It says that there's a need in the community. And it's one of the things that Memphis is very proud of, that we all come together in unique situations like this. It's always one of the things that I like about being in the area is that we all will bond together and come together. Thinking about the partnerships that we have, it really wasn't a difficult ask for us to bring the partners together. So that's one of the things that we really value.
All right, and again, the location, where do we need to be for those who've already signed up especially?
Yes, tomorrow at the Georgette and Cato Johnson YMCA in Whitehaven. The event is from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And again, if you have not registered and you have a child with sickle cell, come on out. We'll make sure that you have a great time.
We get the feeling the turnout will be pretty remarkable.
Yes, it will.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
Shaw, thank you very much. Good to see you both.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take a